All right, good morning. We are going to talk about box and whisker plots today. So we're still with data and statistics, our unit. Initially, on Thursday, what you guys did was talk about central tendencies, mean, median, mode, range. Now we're going to use that to create box and whisker plots. This becomes a little bit more important, a little bit more in depth of how we give data. And I I really like box and whisker plots. I actually use them a lot with your grades to be able to see where you lie based on other students. Um, Infinite Campus actually does a really good job for me to create these to see like, are you holding true against other students? It's a nice form to compare something or someone or some information to other reliable or relatable information. Um, So we have our data set here. We have 15, 18, 12, 18, 20, 24, 16, 13. I'll post the original video for this where I got the information right underneath mine. Basically, this is talking about DVD sales. I don't know per day, whatever it may be, but we need to make a box and whisker plot based on this. And what we're doing with the box and whisker plot is we're organizing the information from least to greatest and then finding the 5 number summary. Um, the 5 number summary is a fancy way to say we're finding the maximum, the minimum, and then we're going to find some medians, middle numbers. That's what box and whisker plots are: maximum, minimum, and then we find 3 different medians based on the data. So the first thing we need to do is take this information and write it from least to greatest. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. 12. I'm going to put it from least to greatest. 12, 13. I think it's a lot easier to get this information than organized. 15, 16, 2 18s. We have 18 and then 18. Again, even though the same number, they're different entries. Okay, so we still write them as 2 different entries, 20 and 24. Now, when I do this is a small data set. You want to make sure that you have the correct number of values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Right? Do I have a 12? Yeah. A 13? Yep. 15? Yes. 16? Yes. 18, 18. I have 2 18s. Good. 20, 24. I copy down the same numbers. I'm double checking myself, and that's something that we need to continue to do. Math is really easy to make a mistake if you're not careful. Okay. So now with our 5 number summary, I like to make a list. So I have my minimum. We call it Q1. We have our median. We have Q3, and we have our max. Now, I'm not going to specifically talk about Q1 and Q2 or Q3. All that information is above in the information, the key concepts. But really what you're doing is you have the minimum and the maximum, which are going to be really easy. Q1 and Q3 are quartiles, quartile 1 and quartile 3. I'll talk more specific about what those are. And then we have the median. So we know max, median, min, median, and max. We're going to find those 3 first. Minimum's pretty easy. We have the min. We have the max. All right, so my minimum is 12. My maximum is 24. Those are pretty easy. Now the middle number, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My median is between these 2 values. I have an even number data set. So my median, my middle number is 16 and 18. Well, it can't have 2. So what we do is find the mean of those 2. We add them both together, divide by 2, we end up with 17. So here 17 is our median. And that's what happens when you have an even number. You take those 2 middle values, we add them together, we divide by 2 because there's 2 values, we find the mean of those 2 values. So it's 17. So hypothetically, 17 is our median, which is right here. And what that median does is it splits our data set in half. And that's where quartile 1 and quartile 3 come in. We've just taken our data set and we've cut it in half. Q1 is the median of the lower set. Q3 is the median of the higher set. So we find the median again by splitting the data half in two. Now, because 17 is our median, 16 falls in the lower set, 18 falls in the higher set, okay? Because neither one is the median technically. So under the lower set, we have four numbers. What's the median of those? Well, it's between 13 and 15, which is 14. Right? We find the mean of those two values. Over here, we have 18 and 20. And the median of between 18 and 20 is 19. And this is my 5-number summary. So how did I find this again? Minimum, maximum, pretty self-explanatory. The median, self-explanatory. All right. Q1 and Q3. Q1 is the median of the lower half of data. Q3 is the median of the upper half of data. Okay. Now we need to create our box and whisker plot. Now, whenever we create a box and whisker plot, we need to find the 5-number summary. Super, super important. You got to have that. Now, when we create a box and whisker plot, we actually create it on a number line. Now, you guys, hopefully, when you create these by hand, do a much better job. Use a ruler for your number line. Make sure the intervals are consistent. But mine's not going to be here. Okay, I'm limited resources. So I'm going to go ahead and create this. I'll start with, because we start at 12, I'm going to go with 10. 12 by 5 is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 15, 20, 25, 30. We don't go over 30. That looks like a good number line. Now, when I do my box and whisker plot, I'm going to put it above. Sorry, I was staring at this, not looking at you guys. A little closer. I'm a little bit closer. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these values up, right? So my minimum is 12. I'm going to estimate this. 12.5 is right in the middle, so I'm going to do 12. And I'm going to label it 12. You know it's 12. I'm not trying to fool you. I have this next to it. My quartile 1 is 14. Quartile 1 is 14. My median is 17. My quartile 3 is 19. And 24 is my maximum. I just put dots there, but this is where box and whisker plot comes from. It's the visual of what it looks like. On the end, right, we have whiskers. In the middle is the box. Whisker, whisker, box. And there's our box and whisker plot. Now, what does this do? Box and whisker plot breaks up our data into sets of 25%, meaning this whisker here has 25% of the data. This initial box has 25% of the data. This upper box has 25% of the data, and this upper whisker has 25% of the data. Come a little closer then. So basically what it does is it creates a data set and chunks our information. Okay, this allows us to understand where someone is falling. For test scores, what I like to use for this or quiz scores is I can see where someone lies against the rest of the class. So the student's doing really well, they're going to be in the upper half of the data or upper quarter of the data consistently. Again, you use this with multiple data points usually, but it allows and it organizes the information in a way we can compare now information from a data set. Okay. Hope you guys are having a good day.